What's better than fantasy football? Kyle Fridland, Jake Fridland.
Ain't nothing better than football.
Two brothers talking about the nitty and gritty of the best sport in the world. Welcome to the Fantasy Simpletons Show! The fantasy playoffs are here. We're finally at the point in the season where most of the teams are eliminated and only the best of the best remain. The question is, are you playing the right people for the week? Did you get a first round bye? If you did, then you're all in the clear. If not, we're here to help you. Starts and sits for week 15.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's exactly.
Very, very exciting times. Jake, how many leagues are you in for the playoffs for this week?
Dude. Honestly, I'm in at least two. I think I'm in 5 leagues. I'm pretty sure I'm in 2 of them. My teams were all right this season. But in those 2 leagues that I'm in the playoffs, I believe I'm going to go far.
I got pretty lucky. I'm in the playoffs in all the leagues I'm in, which has never happened. I'm top 2 first round bye in 4 of the 5 leagues. So there's not a lot that this info is going to do for me this week, but there's going to be a lot of people that this will be very useful for. And please, it's not ego. I got very lucky throughout the seasons in my leagues. But why don't we just get started right away?
Let's do it.
Let's start off with the quarterbacks here. And before we actually get into the names, I do want to talk about something very specific for this week. In week 15, the amount of top QBs this week that are facing top 10 defenses, let me rattle them off real quick. Patrick Mahomes is facing the Chargers, 2nd. Drake May, he's facing Buffalo. They're 5th overall. The Cowboys, Dak Prescott, they're facing, who is it? The Vikings, they're 3rd overall.
Ba-boom! Bro.
Caleb Williams, facing the 4th overall Cleveland Browns. Bo Nix facing Jake. Bo Nix facing Green Bay. Jordan Love, right back at it, facing Denver. There's so many quarterbacks this week that have been near the top of fantasy very consistently that are facing some of the best defenses of this week. This is not me saying like, oh, you should sit all those guys, but I'm just saying there are going to be some people watching their quarterbacks in these matchups being like, what is happening? Yeah. So this is going to be, I think there are going to be a lot of unhappy customers this week when watching their quarterbacks. I think there's going to be a lot of stress watching for this week, which makes these starts very, very important.
Sure. It'll be an interesting week. And yeah, obviously the guys we have down here, they're not facing great defenses.
No.
You know? Outside of Mathew Stafford, going against Detroit.
Well, partially. Because here's the thing with Mathew Stafford. The Lions are the number 1 rush defense in the league. But they're still one of the worst pass defenses. So you could obviously see how I would come to that conclusion of the run may not work as well, but Mathew Stafford is going to be forced to throw a bunch this season, which is fine because he's the current leading running candidate for MVP.
He is. It is pretty crazy. So, yeah. No, I love these matchups, man.
No, I love him too. I'm going to give Lamar Jackson, I'm going to give him another shot here. Look, in this matchup, the last time he faced Cincinnati, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. They worked down the field to the red zone like 4 or 5 times, and almost all those times ended in some crazy turnover. They had a 40-yard touchdown pass to Zay Flowers that got called back from pass interference. They had the Isaiah Likely touchdown, where he pretty much had it until it was fumbled out of his hands at the 1-yard line. Similar to what happened to him in the Steelers game. They've had a lot of bad luck the last couple of weeks, but this is still Cincinnati. Yeah. And these are still 2 teams with DNA in their system that they just score a bunch of points on each other. So both Burrow and Lamar Jackson should be started No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yep. 100%. No, I'm with you. I'm with you, man. I am with you. And you know what? We were talking about this earlier, but Lamar Jackson. Guys, you got to forget about the 3 games he had that were lackluster, okay?
Dude, it's going to be
This is
tough.
still Lamar. And he is facing one of the worst defenses, passing defenses in the league, Cincinnati. So you have to start him. You have to, right?
It's going to work out this time. I would be incredibly shocked if it didn't work out for a second time in a row.
Oh,
because it literally made no sense how it didn't work the first time. As far as streaming options, if you've gotten this far into the season, you already have your QB situation figured out, most likely. If you had to go into waiver wire for streaming options, I did recommend.
Rivers.
Yes, Phillip Rivers. 44-year-old grandpa. He's still got it, man.
Still got it.
He
He
still
might
got
start.
it.
Might start this week.
Dude, how did the Seahawks get so lucky to be playing backup quarterbacks like 3 straight weeks? We played Max Brosmer, Kirk Cousins,
Wow.
and now possibly Phillip Rivers.
I didn't even think about that. But that is crazy.
Actually, real quick, Jake, who do you think would be a better play for the Colts? Phillip Rivers or their 4th string QB, Brett Rippon? Like, genuinely. That's the biggest discussion we're having.
Wait, here's the real question. What is Brett ripping? You know, what is he ripping?
Ripping farts?
I mean, you said it.
Hey,
I would
that's
not start that, man.
Hey, that's not our joke. That's copyright infringement.
Is it?
Yeah, that's fantasy footballers.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. So it's just
they
apparent
love
based
Brett
on his
Rippon.
opinion.
They love Brett Rippon farts. But Trevor Lawrence would be the go-to streaming option for the week in my mind. I know you have mentioned Shador Sanders as a possible option.
I like the high he's on.
Dude,
let's keep it rolling.
I'm sorry, I don't have my cojones are not as big as yours. I can't do that.
No, now that we're in the playoffs, I think it is totally risky. I would have done that if I were safe, outside of the playoffs, knowing I was going to make the playoffs. But now that we're in there, you're right. It is too risky. Trevor Lawrence is good, and he's been good. The last few weeks, he's been good really all this season. He's been consistent.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, I like it. I also do like Baker Mayfield. I know he's not on this list, but with the potential wide receivers coming back, he's still one to watch. We don't know if Mike Evans and what's his name? Jalen McMillan are coming back this week, but they might. They're questionable for this week. So, I don't know. Could be an interesting play. Watch that. I would.
They very much could. I just don't know if I can from just the streak that he's been on. Especially since it's tomorrow, it's Thursday, so you got to make that decision very quickly.
That's true.
So I could see why, if you see those guys coming back, why you would want to invest back in that. But for me personally, I think I would try to look for other options if I could. And then last on this list here is Jaxson Dart. He's facing the Commanders. They've been one of the worst teams, honestly, all season. And you know what he's gonna do. He's gonna run a bunch. He's gonna throw to whoever's there. Theo Johnson, Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson. No matter what the final score is, you can imagine that Jaxson Dart will score more fantasy points than everyone else on his team.
Truth.
I will get into sits. These are guys that sometimes you might not be in a situation for must-sit QBs, so maybe just more like cautionary sits. Really look this stuff out. I've got 3 names here. Jordan Love and Bo Nix, they are facing each other this week. Both quarterbacks have shown to kind of struggle against really good defenses this season. They're not exactly the most consistent players unless they have great matchups. Yeah. So I would just kind of kind of try to avoid that altogether because both could easily fall apart.
True. Or, hear me out.
Yeah.
They could have the best game of their seasons.
They could have the best game of their season.
Oh man.
Sure. Yeah. Anything's possible in the NFL.
Hmm.
That is, you know what, but that is fun about the NFL because that could happen. Jordan
really
Love could come out and throw 7 touchdown passes and it won't make any sense and he'll never be able to replicate it, but that's just how the NFL works sometimes. That's why fantasy football is so unpredictable.
Exactly. Yeah. But ultimately, matchup wise, it would make sense for them to struggle a bit, especially since they have this season. But anything could happen. And Jacoby.
I
What
know,
you know
dude.
about Jacoby?
He's never had a bad performance since he came into the
Dude.
Cardinals, but if there's a week to have it, it's Houston.
Yeah.
Houston's just they're better. They're better than everybody. They have shut down pretty much every quarterback that has faced him. No quarterback has had a good performance against them. So if anybody can do it, Jacoby throws the ball enough to where I can see it happening, but I don't want to bet on it.
Yeah.
When Houston has not allowed a single quarterback to do well against them. So it's kind of like the unstoppable force against the immovable object. But in this case, I think the immovable object wins out.
Nicely said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think that I feel like teams are starting to figure out Michael Wilson
You
being the
think?
number one guy. I mean, everyone's hyping him up, but if you looked at it last game, Michael Wilson scored. He got the majority of his balls thrown to him during garbage time. Okay.
Yeah.
Because they were getting so wrecked.
I kind of
I don't know.
agree, but kind of disagree. I think the amount of targets he gets, they've been in garbage time for most of the games they've been in this year. So I think that's just their normal time now.
I guess, but I don't know. I just in a competitive matchup, it is tough. And the Rams do have one of the better defenses in the league.
Yeah.
So
I could
anything could happen. I'm waiting on Michael Wilson to just
I considered here's
be
the
great.
thing. I wouldn't bench Michael Wilson. That I think sometimes there is a difference between a QB doing bad and the wide receiver doing bad.
Mm,
He still gets targeted so much and he's thrown the ball so many times that I could
true.
still see a situation where Jacoby Brissett has a bad game, like he throws under 200 passing yards, but Micah Wilson still gets enough volume to not be a complete bust on the day.
Mm,
That's what I think. I think he's
well,
kind of, if Marvin Harrison is out, I think Michael Wilson is kind of untouchable right now.
that's fair.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It's just tough,
No,
especially with these hard defenses. It's like, oof,
yeah, it is a tough. It's
is he
it's
gonna do it?
it's not fun to consider, but I feel like from what we've seen of the last
Sure,
few
sure.
weeks,
No, I understand.
if Michael Wilson's on his own, you gotta consider it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. How about running backs though? Running back. Same thing as before with the quarterbacks. We have the starting running backs of the Ravens and the Bengals going against each other again. Last time they played, they both did pretty well. Chase Brown did well against the Ravens. Derrick Henry, he was doing pretty good at the start of the game, and he would have had a
Mhm.
great game if they didn't fall behind due to like 5 or 6 different turnovers throughout that entire football game.
Mm.
So he's going to do well again. And this time, as long as they keep it competitive, he's going to go off. He's going to be one of the top running backs of the week because the Bengals are the worst run defense in the NFL.
Yeah. It's that simple.
Yeah. What do you think of some of
Mm.
my other guys here?
Um, standard,
Hmm.
standard. Honestly, I feel like, yeah, you could really trust these guys. I am interested in talking about DeAndre Swift though,
Yes,
because Cleveland does have a pretty good defense.
they do have a pretty good defense. Uh, what I've noticed. So sorry if I was. Did I?
No, go
Was I
ahead.
about
Go
to cut
ahead.
you off? Okay.
No, no. I want to see what your thoughts are.
What I noticed was that in a lot of games, the Bears, if the pass game isn't completely working to their extent that they want, they rely a lot on the run. And the thing is, their run game works.
Mm,
Whether this combination of DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai, it really freaking works.
it does.
And it's worked against tough matchups too.
Mm,
They will keep running them over and over, and they will keep trying to make it work. And I think in this matchup with the Browns, I think they're not going to be able to pass as well. They've had some injuries to their wide receivers. Caleb Williams has always been up and down this season. I think they're going to lean back on these guys, and they're going to find holes, and they're tough runners, so they're just going to power through. This is, you know, it's the Detroit Lions light run game. Instead of Jahmyr Gibbs
mm.
and David Montgomery, you got Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift. I think both are playable this week. I think Kyle Monangai can be a flex player as well.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I think I think they both could be good. You definitely can't count them out because you're right. They have just been doing so well this season as a duo. So yeah, I'd be interested in watching that game, seeing how it goes.
Yeah.
Um, no, yeah, I like him as a must start. And of course, Derrick Henry's back. We should talk about him. Cincinnati sucks.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of that simple with this one.
It's pretty simple. Travis
Mm,
Etienne I put in the Stary of the Week spot that I have for this week. He's
mm,
actually really impressed me over the course of this season.
yeah,
Remember, everybody was so out on him. People wanted Tank Bigsby
I
over
know.
him.
Yeah.
Bashal Tootin. They were waiting for the rug to be pulled from under them. And it kind of never has. He's consistently used. Even if the run game isn't working on that week, they love giving him touchdowns.
Hmm.
And I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon when they've been playing very well the last few weeks and they've been relying on him. And he's in a good matchup this week. You should have no fear playing this guy.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that. He got 2 touchdowns last game.
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, sorry. New York is just not that great, honestly,
Wow,
of team.
shocker.
In general, I mean, they used to have a good defense. So I always forget. But this season it's kind of been getting worse and worse. And yeah, I think Travis has a good shot at getting another touchdown or two and could be pretty good. So I do like him
Yeah.
in this spot.
It
Yeah.
got worse and worse ever since they fired Sala a season and a half ago. The
Hmm.
second they fired that defensive minded head coach, it all started to fall apart right away. And this season, they can't save it. Aaron Glenn, you can say he's a defensive coordinator. He was a defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. But let's be brutally honest, that their defense was never good. I think they hired
Hmm.
him more from the Dan Campbell tree for his personality, for the sort of for what he represents and a possible culture
Hmm.
change rather than his pure skill as a defensive minded guy.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to prove that long term he can actually make something out of this football team.
Hmm. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. But who knows? Dan Campbell was able to do it. Dan
Dude,
Campbell, dude, people
exactly.
forget Dan Campbell. The first season he played, the Lions were the second worst team in the NFL.
Hmm.
In that second season where they ended 9-8, they went 1-6. So
Yeah.
you never know. It just takes time.
Oh, it does. It does. Countless teams have done that. I think
Yeah.
the Texans too were a team that did that, kind of transformed who they were as a team, and obviously they're not great this year, but they were pretty good last year. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's football, man.
Dude, yes. And Travion Henderson, I still think he's playable. It's kind of weird. I'm starting to not really get what him and Stevenson's role is week to week. They kind
Mm,
of uh they wildly do different stuff week to week, but his role seems to be a bit more consistent than Stevenson's. So I would
yeah,
still trust him more.
sure.
Let's go into
Yeah.
the sits here real quick. And these are mostly just starters. People are only going to be concerned with starters on this one, even though Kimani Vidal is kind of. When they
Hmm.
played on Monday night, it was a exact trade off. Omarion Hampton and Kimani Vidal split. They got the exact same amount of carries. I think there's a chance Vidal might have gotten one more carry than Hampton.
Hmm.
So I still think he's going to be a guy people might be considering for this week, but I don't think that he should be played. Kansas City is a tough run defense. I don't know. And I'm kind of the same on Hampton too. Hampton
Hmm.
can show some upside in pass catching, but even when he played earlier this year, he wasn't getting a lot going in the run game.
Yeah. Oh, I am all out on Vidal. Vidal. He's I think that he only had playing time this last game because they wanted to, slowly ramp up Hampton coming back from his injury. So I'm pretty sure he's going to go back into being a backup after the next couple of games. Um, so yeah, I completely agree. And I would say
Yeah.
everyone on this list.
The other two on the list are technically the starters, but
Mm,
and that's the only things that people are going to be considering in this week. They're only going to be considering starters, like
sure.
starting running backs. And some people have such a bad depth at running back that they might have to go out and get these guys.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
But for everybody being like, "Oh, you should pick up Chris Rodriguez," I'm like, "Why?" He gets a decent amount of carries every game, but he's not used in the
Well,
pass game at all. He never really gets touchdowns.
exactly, and it's like for all of these guys right now,
Yeah.
they might be considered the number ones, but like they really aren't because they're splitting, you know? Like these guys aren't good enough to be the ones on their team. Even I'd say Bam Knight's probably the best and the most relied upon
And he's going
out of
up
these
against
guys.
Houston, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. So really if you have these guys, it would they first of all would suck to have these guys.
Oh,
And I would
yeah.
consider, you know, starting a wide receiver off the waiver wire in place of these guys.
If
You know,
if you have a league where for in one of our leagues, I don't know how many leagues have this, but we have a running back slash wide receiver slot above where the RB2 is. So
hmm.
we have a we're able to put in another wide receiver if we have no running backs.
Sure, and I'm assuming that most people would be putting these guys in their flex spots.
Yeah.
Anyone in the playoffs, if you guys made it with these guys in your running backs positions,
Dude, I don't know though. I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
though.
That'd be
I
terrible.
feel like most people wouldn't put these guys in their flex. I feel like these are people that they forced to put at their RB2.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Yeah, because most of the time
probably.
wide receivers would probably outperform these guys.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Man, I always thought about the Commanders. This might be a slight tangent off, but man, if only they had this season, last season. If this season and last season swapped places,
mhm.
everybody would be so much higher on the Commanders.
Dude,
You
for
know,
real.
if Jaden Daniels' rookie season was this season and it was an injury riddled year, and then next season he had the whole big 13 wins and then NFC Championship, people would be looking at it so differently.
Oh yeah, hundred
Because now,
percent.
because now this has fallen so far down that, of course, you still think Jaden's the guy, but man,
Hmm.
We have no idea what this team's going to be next season.
Yeah, it's kind of rough to say the least. Like, none of the guys that they brought in this year, I feel like panned out, at least fantasy wise. Like, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt bottomed
Maybe
out.
maybe football. I think
Else.
Debo Samuel has worked out.
I just mean, okay, Debo Samuel, but I was talking about rookies.
Oh
Jacoby
yeah.
Krosky Merritt, Jaylen Lane is not him.
I think that's on the fantasy
It was really
community's
those two
fault
guys.
though. We
Hmm.
people propped up and hyped up Jacory so much. And you
Yeah,
have to remember, he's a late round. What was he, a seventh round
yeah,
drafted running back? Like, guys, I know,
yeah.
I know we've had some running backs that have done really well, but we need to kind of put the brakes a little bit on. I didn't even know anything. I couldn't find much on Jacory Krosky Merritt, but everybody was hyped up with like as if they were watching all of his games. Nobody
Right.
was watching his games. Half of you probably don't even know where he was playing.
Facts.
Wide receivers. We're gonna get into must-start wide receivers here. For me, and I put this here. Why did I put Stefon Diggs as the star of the week at receiver? Yes, it hasn't been amazing the last couple of weeks. Yes, they spread the ball around a lot, but the last time they played Buffalo is where he shined. The last time he played the Buffalo Bills, he did so well. He was the main
Oh yeah.
target. He
Oh.
was the guy they went to on every single drive. It was a revenge game. Well, now it's going to be revenge game 2.0. And I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to do very, very well because he feels like the type of guy that would want to stick it to his old team
Mhm.
again and again and again.
Sure, sure. Yeah. I I agree. I think statistically, he hasn't been doing too well the past couple games. But you are right, and he did do the best game of his season. I don't know if you said this already, was against Buffalo
Yeah.
when they previously played them. So could be good. That's what we're, you know, assuming will happen again. Um, man, these other guys are
They're all
they're
where I
interesting.
yeah. Well, who stands out to you? Who's someone that you feel like should be talked about?
Um, let's go with Higgins.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: did you throw him in there because um because basically the whole offense, in my opinion, you know, Higgins, um, Mike Gesicki,
Okay.
what's Jamar Chase, they should all be in here because the offense is that high powered. Why Higgins?
Mostly because I wasn't gonna put Jamar Chase on here, but
Okay.
I think with Joe Burrow back, I think it instills a lot more confidence in T. Higgins. T. Higgins has always worked much better with Joe Burrow rather than any other QB that comes in. The other
Mhm.
QB always seems to hyper target Jamar Chase or just suck. So whenever Joe Burrow's in the lineup, T. Higgins
Yeah,
is a legit top 15 wide receiver in the league.
sure.
So I
They do
think it,
have that connection.
yeah, and I think it will continue to get solidified this week against Baltimore. I think T. Higgins, yes, there are some times where he can completely disappear. There are a few games a year with a Joe Burrow where that does happen. But you can't go into this point in the season and only think about that because most of the time he's going to boom. Most of the time he's
Mm,
going to do very well.
yeah. He has done pretty well this season. So
Yeah. How about AJ Brown, man? Ah, the better and better AJ Brown gets, the worse the team around him gets and the more
Mhm.
they lose.
True.
Jalen Hurts may look like crap, but as long as he targets AJ Brown, it's all good.
Dude, and AJ's been doing pretty well the last few weeks.
He who would have known once you get the ball in his hands, he can actually do things.
I know.
I mean, again,
I,
it hasn't helped the team at all. They've lost almost every single game since they started targeting him.
oh yeah. Yeah. I think they need to spread it around more. I mean, well, maybe that's not it, but I have Devontae Smith, so I've been wanting him to pop off, but they've been going to AJ Brown so much.
It's
I don't know
tough
if that's
with
gonna happen.
it's so tough with Devontae right now.
It is.
I luckily made it into the number one seed in one of my playoffs because Devontae did not step up. He needed 9 points to beat me out, and it wasn't until overtime that he got a big catch. He was at 3 receptions for 9 yards before that.
Wow.
So it's just that hey, Devontae, as long as they're hyper targeting AJ Brown like this and Jalen Hurts is struggling as much as he is, it kind of just means that AJ Brown's going to be the only one getting fed.
Yeah.
If Jalen Hurts is not performing to that level and it's only going to one guy, only one guy is going to benefit from that.
Oh, obviously. I mean,
I
that
no
makes
no I
sense.
know it's obvious, but if there's any reason as to why AJ Brown's doing well and Devontae Smith is not, because usually there's a bit of a mix. It's usually a
Mhm.
back and forth, but that's the best assumption I can give as to why it's not and
Sure.
why
No, that
it's so heavily one sided.
yeah, yeah. No, I get behind that.
Yeah. Jaylen Waddle is going to be super good this week. He has been uh, very good this season, one of his best seasons since I'd say his second year when Tyreek Hill came
Mm.
in, and he's going to be great against the Steelers. And Juan, I was right the first time. He is
He's
Brock
back.
Purdy's favorite target. That's not Christian McCaffrey or
Oh, of
George
course.
Kittle.
Of course, bro. Jawan, bro, he is man, they really need a good wide receiver on the team. Like
I don't know
the
what's
fact that
happened with Ricky.
Jawan, dude, Ricky is so bad.
Ricky has been unplayable. I
So
have a
bad.
I'm in a dynasty league that's so deep and I'm so injured at wide receiver and I still can't play Ricky. I still in my heart of
Dude.
hearts from what I've seen the last 3 to 4 weeks, there's no way I can play Ricky Pearsall. He's done nothing.
Well, you can't play anyone but Jawan. Like
Yeah.
Ricky was supposed to be good. Kendrick Bourne was good only when Mac Jones was playing. And now he's
It's
not even like getting any snap percentage. It's so weird. Like,
there's three main mouths to
um,
feed. It's Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, and Juwan Jennings. So Ricky
right,
Pearsall
right.
is the fourth mouth. And sometimes
That's true.
after you feed the first three mouths, you're full. And you can't feed the fourth one.
Right.
You gotta force yourself to go to bed. So unfortunately, Ricky Pearsall, that's the situation you're in. That actually goes nicely into our must sit receivers. Ricky Pearsall's not on this list, but I can tell you who is. Mr. Troy Franklin.
Hey.
The same thing with Jordan Love and Bo Nix. I'm taking the
Mhm.
receivers of the quarterbacks I said to sit these guys as well. Romeo doesn't even feel like the number one option on his team right now. Somehow that's become Christian Watson.
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know how that's happened, but I
I don't
guess
either.
I guess once they gave him the extension, they're like, okay, we can target him now.
Yeah. But also, it's not just Christian Watson. It's the fact that
Jaden
Jaden
Reed,
Reed came back and he's actually been looking okay too.
he did look okay. The only thing with Jaden Reed is he's very boomer bust. He was very boomer bust
Yes.
last season too.
Sure. Yeah, that's kind of his whole thing.
Yeah.
He'll get those deep, nice targets, but I don't know. We'll
Oh,
see.
makes
I think
Jordan
they
Love
were
happy.
ramping him up. Yeah. I think they were ramping him up, you know, after his injury, so he only got 4 targets last game, but I'm projecting him to get more. Um, but yeah, I definitely think now that Jaden Reed's back and Christian Watson's been doing pretty good, Romeo, yeah, should not be started.
Yeah, put up a big
Definitely not.
fat goose egg the last week.
Hmm.
And Trey Tucker's just Trey Tucker, so he's on the Raiders. Are when we ask fantasy players like Okay, who are you? Your name's Trey Tucker. Do you play for the Raiders? Yes. Okay. Fantasy jail. Complete fantasy jail. There's not even a consideration right now going into the playoffs that I should play any of the wide receivers.
Oh yeah. I would even question Brock Bowers only because the
I
QB
know.
situation is in shambles with Geno Smith not playing this week. Dude, it's gonna be Kenny Pickett. Okay.
Dude, who knows, man? Maybe
Kenny
Kenny Pickett might make it
Pickett.
better. It's been
I
so
don't know,
bad, there's
bro.
a chance that Kenny freaking Pickett can make it better.
That's true, but it's just kind of tough to believe.
Hey, man.
We'll have to see.
Tiny hands, big brain. He might have tiny hands, but he's got a big old mind, and he's ready
I
to
don't
use
doubt
it.
that. I don't doubt it.
I mean, Brock Bowers talk. Let's go straight into our final
Mhm.
position here, the tight ends. Even though Brock Bowers I don't have on either of the lists right now, before we get into this, I actually want to ask you, as a
Ask away.
Tyler Warren owner, what are
Yeah.
you gonna do this week with Tyler Warren? Are you playing Tyler Warren?
Dude, can I be honest? I keep forgetting that Daniel Jones is not going to play. Like, I keep seeing news about that
Yeah.
and then just forgetting about it. But yes, I do have Tyler Warren in so many of my leagues. I think that, it is tough. I have to go to the waiver wire because I don't have a tight end on my bench
Yeah,
because
because
I
you
just
you were
relied
so
on Tyler Warren
you were
this whole
all in
season.
on Tyler Warren, and now all of a
All
sudden
in, bro.
you might have Philip Rivers thrown to him.
Yeah. So, no, I don't think you should start him. But honestly, it- he's so good that maybe you could. I want to see what happens this week, though. I would stay away, see how he works with whatever quarterback's thrown to him, and then start thinking about it. So, yeah,
I
I'll
love what
probably look for someone else.
I love watching in real time you figuring out that you might not be able to play Tyler Warren.
Yeah, it sucks. Honestly, I probably would have played him unless you talk to me right now. So, we'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, we could get into some of the tight ends on the list here. Uh,
Yeah.
Mark Andrews, I'll actually mention first. He should have had a better game against the Cincinnati Bengals. I've already talked about that the last time. It should be a good game for him this week because the Bengals make any tight end look amazing.
Mhm.
Actually, speaking of Isaiah Likely, who's been getting a lot more targets in
Attention.
recent weeks, he's actually
Mhm.
been getting some more catches, receiving yards. Um,
More than
would look, yeah, more than Andrews.
more
He
than
would look
Andrews.
even better if he had those touchdowns on his hands. So honestly, either one of them could be pretty playable this week
Yeah.
if you're streaming tight end. Theo Johnson is a great tight end stream this week. The
Mm.
Commanders are still one of the worst defenses overall. And undeniably, I still think that's the best connection. That's the best chemistry that anyone has with Jaxson Dart. More than Wandale, more than Slayton. I think him and Theo Johnson, I think they look to each other a lot. So I think this could actually work out very well for Theo this week. But Harold Fannin,
Dude,
hey,
elite. He's elite.
Shador Sanders realized one thing. He's got good tight ends. He's got
Yes.
a good tight end, and he targeted the crap out of him.
Yeah. Gosh.
And you love to see it. I don't
It's
know
the
if it's going to translate every week,
mm.
but this week is as good of a week as any to try it.
David Njoku who?
Who?
Who's that guy?
Who?
Never heard of him.
Who?
Who, who,
I
who?
I hate that I drafted him. I was so high on
Mm.
him. I was
Dude.
so I was stupidly high on him.
And that's the weird part. Like he's still really good. They just don't use him. So I don't really understand.
Trade
Maybe
him
they're gonna trade him. You know they're going to trade him
or
somewhere.
release him. Let him go to Cincinnati.
Mm,
I want him in Cincinnati so bad.
that would be cool.
Dalton
I
Schultz
would
is
like that.
is an option that nobody really wants to play, but he is very playable and he's very consistent. He is
Yeah.
not he is not an option. Nobody looks at the name Dalton Schultz and gets scared, But then you see he gets a stat line of 8 receptions for 70 yards, and you're like, that's not good.
Oh, shoot.
And Darren Waller. Don't be discouraged, everybody. Do
I'm
not be.
discouraged.
You better not be.
I'm discouraged.
I'm playing him this week.
You have to play him this week.
I have to play him this week. I will play him this week. He's the guy I picked up. He's the guy I have been trusting. I have been preaching to the choir. This guy will win you your league in these couple weeks.
I could see it, Kyle, but let me hit you with this.
Hit me with it.
Because you're pretty fixated on this guy. If
it's gonna work.
Comes around and does not do well this week, you got to stop talking about him, man.
No. It's gonna work.
If he gets less than 5 points, you got to not bring him up next week.
It's gonna be tough, man. He's going up against Cincinnati next week, which is even better.
Well, if he gets less than 5 this week,
I'm running with him. End of
we'll
season. I'm sticking my guns on this. I'm either going to be the smartest man out there, or I'm gonna die in a blaze of glory. And I can't wait to see which one. But we'll end it off with the sits here. Oronde Gadsden being the sit of the week 2 weeks in a row. I assumed it was going to be a pretty bad game against the Eagles, and it was. It was an awful game. Again, he only got 1 catch. So did Quentin Johnston. I don't even know how well Keenan Allen did. Honestly, after I saw all those guys, I had to look back at Justin Herbert's stat line, and I'm like, did he get like 20 yards passing? How does everyone just have 1 catch?
Dude, that game was terrible.
The game
for both
passing
teams, it was
sucked.
so bad. Both teams had so many interceptions. It was weird.
It was not fun. It's tough to trust the Chargers right now. Outside of Ladd, it's tough to trust them. Yeah. And the schedule's not getting any lighter. So, rest of season, we already talked about it. Not a league winner. He's a league loser.
Yeah.
And the other 2 are just Evan Ingram and Hunter Henry. Evan Ingram, don't trust him. Sometimes he looks really good, but then that's how he gets you. He'll look really good in a week you didn't play him, and then you play him, and then he's not great. And Hunter Henry, sometimes he can be pretty good. He's very up and down, but he's playing Buffalo this week. They're the number 1 team against tight ends. Number 1 defense. So, unlikely he's going to do well.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's it. That's kind of it for our starts and sits here, man. Yeah. There's a lot to go over, especially with certain positions. This is a big week for a lot of people.
Huge.
So I hope the guys that we talked about, the discourse that we had, was helpful for you. That it's not necessarily, we're not experts. This is not expert advice, but this is a good second opinion to bounce back ideas off of.
But anyways, outside of that, I think that's pretty much everything.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
In a complex fantasy world, just remember to stay simple.
Hey,
God bless everyone.